seeing this presentation available, and my wife are looking at different recreation ideas and activities here, and I saw this club meeting, not knowing any more than it was canoe and kayaking, and what a tremendous speaker and presentation I walked into. Absolutely inspiring. So brings around some new ideas of what I could be doing, likely not at the level that he performs at as a world record holder and working with teams, but I decided to buy the books. Why not get all of them while I'm here, and look forward to reading them and getting some ideas on what we're going to be doing.
I enjoyed it very much. Rod mixed adventure with humor and with vulnerability, the mistakes that they made. And so anyone who's been in a kayak or a canoe can understand some of the problems that he went through and appreciate the accomplishment of what he and his colleagues did. I would have to say he is an excellent speaker with experiences, and he presents them in a way to keep everyone engaged, I think, from any age and any background.
You can always evaluate your life and decide to do something else. This is not set in stone that you have to stay on that course if you're not happy. I heard about the Everglades 300-mile race and did that, and it was a nightmare. We got lost in the Everglades, and I was thinking, I'm never going to do this again. Well, 3 years later, I did it again and set a record with a guy who'd done it before, and we didn't get lost in the Everglades. And so I was pretty much hooked and started looking for the next race, and I was planning to do the Yukon River Quest in 2009, and mainly because I met this guy at a party who didn't know him real well, but he had on a shirt that said he had done the Yukon River Quest, 440 miles. And it's like, I'd only done a 300-mile race. So I thought, well, if Marty can do a 440-mile race, I can do a 440-mile race. So I was training for that. But a guy came up with the Yukon 1000 in 2009, and my first thought was, I can do that, and wait till Marty sees my 1,000-mile shirt. So strange motivations, trigger you to go on stuff. So that worked out well. We wound up winning the race in a record time. It was the inaugural, so of course it was a record time. But the old record was 23 days before they broke it, and then the new time became 18 days, 4 hours, 51 minutes. So that's on our mind when we're starting. We want to break that record. He referred to our pontoon support boat as the death trap. KJ, when he was soliciting me to be on his team, he said, Rod, money's no object. We're going to have the best of everything. We're going to have a 30-foot-long pontoon boat that has its own, bathroom on board, and we're going to have chefs on there cooking your food fresh. And so what did we wind up with? I think that's about 16 feet. And it was, very heavily over-engineered. And, of course, the clock is ticking. And so when you look at the boat, let's say this person just got his sleep. So he's should be, energized and paddling strong. This person's sleeping. They're the happiest person in the boat. This person's getting ready to sleep after this guy's 3 hours are up. So he's just trying to stay, awake. Forget about paddling. You can't take any caffeine or anything, because as soon as your opportunity to sleep 3 hours is that you want to be down and out like a light. So you're fighting, you're singing, you're slapping yourself. We had a big bag of Jolly Ranchers sour candies that we'd pass around, and that's good, just to jolt you awake, and try to keep you awake. But when you think about it, I always use the analogy, us going for the record on the Mississippi in a canoe is a lot like somebody trying to set a bicycling record on I-75. It's like, you shouldn't be there. Anybody know what town we're approaching there? That's right. I always learn so much on these trips, and then when I get home and start researching things, I never knew Memphis, Tennessee was named after Memphis, Egypt. And what do they have there? Pyramids. Does anybody know what's in the pyramid now? That's right, a Bass Pro Shop. It used to be an arena, and they've got a restaurant up top. But so that was pretty cool. My wife, who's an elementary school principal, she took time off to meet me up there, which is pretty cool. And I got on the support boat and I said, honey, before we hug, I have to warn you, my personal hygiene has reached a new low. Can you imagine no showering, getting sweaty, drying, sweating, drying, sweating, drying for almost 18 days? Mississippi Speed Record, their team, they had a better PR effort. They had all sorts of merchandise to sell. And so I couldn't resist, after they failed, going on their site and buying a Mississippi Speed Record hat, since I have the record. There's no good place to be when you're, out in the wilderness, whether you're on the water or not, when a storm hits, because it's like they say go indoors. Well, there's no place to go indoors. So, and I wouldn't want to be on the support boat either, because that's an open pontoon boat. What I really like about these long races is, you're just concentrating on what's at hand. You're not concerned about anything and what's going on in the rest of the world. When things go well, it takes 3 or 4 minutes. If you're floating upside down, hitting rocks, things go a little further. And many people always say, what did you get for winning a race like that? Well, we split a check for $2,000, and we each spent about $3,500 on the trip. But you know what? We got these nice shiny medals. And the shirt. We've also got the shirt. My publisher, like 10 years ago, said, Rod, you have lots of quotes in your books. Come up with your own quote. And achievement validates existence is what I came up with. And it's sort of, living a purpose-driven life and, don't just exist. Take care. Thank you.